Okay, hi guys. So I've got another video here. It's not a commentary. Um, this is a sort of quick guide to reading logs as Prot Warrior. So this is taken into account that you're uploading logs. You should. Let's get into that first. Why should you upload logs? Logs are great. They show you. They can tell you what you're doing wrong, what you're doing well. It's basically Blizzard, for their own means, track everything to do with combat, and we can get at that and, look at it ourselves. From like spell damage to damage taken to, rage gained, all of this good stuff. Now, this isn't a guide of how to install WoW Uploader and stuff. I'll leave a link in the description to their page. But if you're not logging, you definitely should. It's really useful, and if you learn how to look over logs, it will really help to improve. So I'm just going to run through the big things. This isn't going to be like a deep dive. I'm hoping it's not going to be that long a video. But as you guys might have seen in the Discord, people post logs and like, can anyone look at this? Am I doing anything wrong, etc., etc.? And you'll see me and a few other people. We get back fairly quickly, and you could do this better, you could do that better. So the way we do that is we check for certain things, which I'll show you, and then I'll just go through it again with another log after this one as well, just so you guys can see. So when a log gets posted in the Discord, I will always check talents and gear first, and soulbind and stuff. So you go to summary here and check that. But obviously, if you're looking over your own log, you don't need to do that. You know what you're running, but that just helps us give an insight. If you think there's anything wrong with your talents and soulbinds and stuff, ask in the Discord. That's all I really have to say, because obviously if you're running something, you might think that's right. But the logs aren't going to tell you that's specifically wrong. Well, I suppose we could. So, first thing to always check in your log is damage taken. This is the big one. This is where you can tell where you've done good or bad things. So a lot of this stuff, it doesn't really matter, it's magic damage and stuff, but you see our big main damage source is melees, right? This is the big one, because melees, we can block it, yeah? That's sort of our thing. So your goal is to take as much block damage as possible, or block as much damage as possible. So there's two ways to check this. There's hits here, and there's, the amount of damage. So if you look at the amount of damage, it's going to tell you how much damage you blocked and how much you didn't block. And if you look at hits, it's going to tell you how many melee hits you blocked. Not in terms of damage, but the actual hit itself and how many hits hit you. So we check that first. So I blocked 88% of melee hits against me, so that was 550. And I got hit by 12% of melees, which was 74. And then if we go over here, you can see blocked hits and hits. So I blocked 80% of the damage. So like I took 80%. 80% of the damage I took from melees I blocked, and 20% of the damage I took from, non-blocked was, but it sort of skewed a little bit, because obviously hits are going to do more damage, so your blocked hits are going to do less damage, so it's going to look different to this all the time. Don't worry about that. You generally want to see this at, like, with reprisal, you should at least have 60-ish, 60 to 65% if you're running reprisal. You can get as high as 86. I've seen people with 86 and stuff. This is the best I've done, I think, 80 in here. And this isn't too bad. So this is pretty good run. I blocked a lot of hits and mitigated a lot of damage through shield block. So, great. Great. But you'll tend to see when people post logs that their hit is higher than their blocked hits here. Really bad. That's really bad shield block management, and that means you're definitely doing something wrong at a base level. It could be an extrapolated thing from other stuff, but it just basically means you're wasting shield block, or you're using shield block when you're not taking hits, or you might be getting hit in the back, your positioning's not right. Just means look at your shield block more. We usually tell people, really make sure that you're using shield block when you're being hit, if your hit is above blocked hits here. So yeah, let's move on. That's all there's really to say about this. But looking at damage taken, I mean, obviously you can look at some things that are, Soul Split 8 cast. Could I have reflected some? Maybe, etc., etc. Same with Spirit Bolts and things. Could I have absorbed some of that damage? Probably. But yeah, this is the main one you look at in damage taken. If you're going a quick look at your log, if hit is higher than blocked hits, you're doing something bad. If it's really close, like 50-50, you're still not doing great. You want to be slightly higher. So let's move on. The second thing to check is casts. Now, obviously, this is casts per minute, and this is over the entire dungeon. It does take into account these stops, and it does take into account the travel time. So things are generally going to be, you know, lower than usual, but you can kind of get a grasp of most things from looking at this. So obviously, first thing to look for is Shield Slam casts. Do people get enough Shield Slam casts? That's something you really need to look for, because if you're not getting enough Shield Slam casts, you don't have enough. You know, you don't have enough rage to do stuff. So if their Shield Slam casts are really low, you know there's something wrong there, because they're not getting the rage they need to actually do stuff. So what would you expect to see in a dungeon? I'd expect to see 9 to 10 Shield Slam casts per minute. Obviously that's dungeon dependent. Some things like DOS, I'd expect maybe 8 to 9, because you have to kite slightly more because of some of the horrible packs in there, and all the travel time and stuff, so that also just brings down your overall casts per minute. So yeah, the big things to look for, you know, they're running reprisal. How many charges did you cast? How many intervenes did you cast? You know, intervenes 30 seconds, so you can get 2 a minute. So definitely could have done more intervenes, sort of. Obviously there's travel time and stuff included in this, so it's not always a perfect metric, but definitely probably a few more of those. Ravager's cast seem okay. It's a 45 seconds. It was only 19 minutes, so around. Probably could have casted maybe 1 or 2 more avatars. Spirit Bastion, you know, probably quite good. 19 minutes, that means technically 19, but obviously travel time and stuff. And I probably don't always use it on like 2 targets and things like that, so that seems alright. But in general, when you're looking at your own logs, don't really worry about the offensive stuff that much. If your defense is wrong, looking for, you know, damage taken. Are you doing things like Shield Slam correctly? Are you doing things like charging and intervening enough? And these 2 big ones here and this one, so I'll go through these now. So obviously last stand, I'm running reprisal here, so I'm AM, not bolster, so this is 3-minute cooldown. And obviously this is now, without bolster, it's either a magic damage CD because of the conduit, or it is a DPS cooldown because it gives you rage because of the conduit. People seem to forget that and don't think about that. But I only got 4 casts, so that's only 12 minutes. So definitely could have got more casts in 19-ish minutes. You know, so definitely need to use that more. Also need to use Shield Wall more, I can tell that. Only 4 casts. It's a 2-minute cooldown around that with anger management. So, you know, I could have got maybe 9 casts in, something like that. That would have been way better, but obviously maybe 9, 8, you know, it's only taken when you spend rage with anger management, so, you know, you've got travel time in there and stuff, and you've got the time after the second boss when you stand still and do nothing. But this one I can see is bad. So Demo Shout, obviously 45-second cooldown, and I cast it once in 19 minutes. Even though we don't run BV anymore, or Booming Voice, this still should be cast on cooldown, so I'd expect to see, you know, 20-ish casts, so that's really bad on my account. Really, really bad. So yeah, definitely things I can improve. I can use Demo Shout more, I can use these 2 more. So yeah. So then the last and third thing we check is resources. We actually check rage. So this is looking at me, but I usually tend to X this off just so we can see the overall. So raw gain was 9,200, but that includes wasted and gained. So this is quite bad. I've wasted 600 rage, or more than 600 rage, but I only gained like 8,000 overall because I wasted this much, where I could have, you know, got this much and used that much. So where am I wasting it? So I'm wasting it on Shield Slam, so that's me Shield Slamming when I've got more than 85 rage, you know, because it overcaps. So if If I've got 90, I waste 5 rage because it gives me 10 instead of 15. Same with reprisal. So the reprisal counts as I'm pretty sure it counts as the 20 rage extra you get when you charge. So, you know, I wasted basically 6 charges worth of rage, or six reprisal charges worth of rage. Because it gives 20, so, you know, I'm obviously charging when I have more than 60, because it will give, well, 60-ish, I can't remember the exact number, because it gives the charge rage and it gives the extra 20, so I'm wasting, you know, rage there. Passive rage, yeah, not much you can do about that apart from, you know, just try and keep it as low as possible, because that's, you know, getting hit and melees and meleeing and stuff. That's where that's from. If you play correctly, this one's usually quite low anyway. Ravager, so I'm using that when I'm quite high on rage already, maybe after a charge on a pull or something. Maybe I could use it before a pull or dump some rage and stuff. You know, these are generally low, so I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, so those are the big 3 things that you should look at when you're looking at a log in terms of how you're doing in terms of a Prot warrior. Obviously, you can look at damage and things, but that's sort of, you know, pointless. It comes down to casts, like, are you getting enough shield slams to revenge, basically. That's how your damage works in dungeons. So if your shield slam's low, you're not going to have enough rage to actually do damage. So let's just look at another log, shall we? Just so we can run through it again. Let's do Sanguine Depths. That looks nice. 18. Oh, it's recent as well. It's on the 27th. So let's go to damage taken. Let's catch up with me, please, page. Can be a bit slow sometimes. It's a lot of data to load. So let's have a look. Hits. So not as good as the last dungeon we looked at. I definitely could do better there. Definitely not good. I could definitely use shield block better. Sort of the general, yeah. Just taking not even 60%. It's closer to 50-50. You know, I'd expect to be about 64, 65 at least. So definitely mismanaging shield block in this dungeon a little bit. Maybe due to the key, maybe, you know, it's an 18, Sanguine Depths, bit nervous, you know, screwed up a little bit, but definitely something to improve on here. Can definitely do better shield block management. But why is my blocked hit so low? Let's go have a look at my cast. Let's see how we did. So shield slams. Shield slam's good. Revenge is good. Shield block looks okay. Yeah, it looks alright. Ah, intervene's high, but charge is low. So intervenes look alright. Oh, what have I got posted here? Oh no. Oh, I got. There we go. Let's have a look. So charges. Big portion where I don't charge, but I intervene. So yeah, I intervene there as well. Charging and intervene. So yeah, there's a few gaps like here and here and here where I could be charging as well as intervening, because I'm intervening in these ones, and here as well. So that's definitely something to work on. The charges are a bit low. That's probably what's led to the low blocked hits. Compared to the other dungeon is, you know, I'm not charging in these gaps, which is pretty bad. Let's not actually click on the spell. Yeah, so moving on, let's go down. Demo shouts are better. Let's have a look. I mean, a big gap here where I don't cast it, and a big gap here. So definitely could do better at casting demo shout still. It's a lot longer of a dungeon than the last one. It's nearly double the time. But I have 20 more casts, so I'm going to say that's an improvement, but it could be way better. Like, we could cast it in here, in here, in here, probably also in here. I mean, it does depend what we're doing. Could have wiped here or something, you know, all of that stuff. But in general, definitely need to cast Demo Shout more. So let's have a look. Last stand, 11 times over 35 minutes. You know, that's not too bad. I could probably maybe get one more in. It's 37 minutes in total, so 3 minutes. So that's only 33 minutes. So yeah, I could have got one more cast in, one or two more casts in maybe. Of Last Stand, so that's not too bad. Shield Wall again, low. I mean, it's lower than Last Stand casts, and it's got a shorter cooldown, and Sanguine Depths is a horrible key, so really need to start looking at how I'm using Shield Wall in keys. I obviously don't use it enough. Should be part of your usual rotation, mainly, just to keep damage down, and then when you know something's coming that you need to use it for, you then save it. So yeah, this is really bad. I really need to start getting better at using Shield Wall, from what I'm reading in my logs I've just looked at. So let's have a look at Rage. Let's just cancel that. So this is a lot better than last key. I only wasted 400, but I gained almost double more, and I wasted less than the last key we looked at. So let's hop in quickly and just see. So Shield Slam again, I'm wasting about 100. I can bring that down for sure. And these, you know, I'd say that's all pretty good. You're not wasting like hundreds and hundreds of rage with them, so that's, you know, pretty good. My rage management in this key was way better than the last one. So yeah. Right, so that was just a quick rundown of how I look at logs, really, and how you guys should look at logs. Hope you found it informative and useful. Cheers, guys.